about, I don't really remember times, but I can give you a time frame. Maybe about 6 years ago, Herr Wynn, the lawyer's office, has started sending out information concerning the pollution here, saying that they're going to help the neighborhood to supposedly sue the coal companies and stuff. So they've come and we filled out papers and sent personal information in. But I, one with asthma, I don't qualify for that lawsuit for some particular reason. I didn't ask why. And I've heard some people say the EPA has come. I've worked with the summer camp here for 4 years, and the EPA comes each year and they try to brief us on things and try to assure the neighborhood that it's safe to live in these areas. But I'm sure I've heard some people say that their grandmother had lung disease, their children, grandchildren, nieces and nephews have had some respiratory problems and stuff, and that's where the EPA comes in and they step in and try to assure the neighborhood that this is safe. They say they've tested the soil here and the toxins in the soil is not as high as originally reported, that this area is safe. But I don't know how safe it could be when the coal company is less than a mile up the street. And in exercising one evening, I put on a mask and I walked the street. I walked the street and I walked past the coal company and I walked back. And the mask I had on had soot on it. It was not a large amount of soot, but it was noticeable. And the reason I wore the mask is because of my respiratory problems. But I've heard some people say that I don't have a personal relationship with them, but I've heard them say that their relatives have gotten sick and some of their past people that they know in the neighborhoods have gotten sick. And it's not just North Birmingham area. It's from people who was from Fairmont area, even as far as from Hooper City and the Sipco, saying that actually affected them. But I don't know. I don't know if that was a separate type of litigation that they were talking about. But I can show you here in the park where maybe about 6 months ago they dug up. This is the playground where the children play, and this is the older. This is the older mat what they put in right here. It's warm because the children dig it up, but this is the older section of it where the EPA tested it and they said it was safe for the children to play, and they put a rubberish mat over it. And this mat over here by the swing set, if you can see the color differentiation and everything, it's where they retested the soil and relayed the coal. They dug this up and it stayed unusable for about maybe 6 to 8 weeks. And what the EPA, the people from the EPA come from downtown, and some of them are from UAB. I don't remember the exact name of the organization that they're from, but they're from UAB with the Environmental Protection Agency. They bring us cups and book bags, and I guess that's to pacify some things. But I guess they make this area safe for the children. The pollution is not noticeable. It's not noticeable. Some years ago, there used to be a little smell, but the smell is not as profound in this park as it is if you would head back up right towards the coke company. You can't see it, but behind the trees is where an old factory used to be that's closed. And then on the next street down, even Vice Hill. Are you familiar with one of them, say Vice Hill? That's an area where it could be affected too. And all you could do is people in the neighborhood, they're concerned about it, and they go to meetings, they have meetings, and you really don't get a concrete answer on anything. And the heroin people call you, getting your information. They're not doing anything. But I've been here, I guess I've learned how to adjust to it. But to be honest with you, I really don't come outside.
So then you don't really think it's safe.
I don't think it's 100% safe. I
Mm-hmm.
don't think it's I don't think it's unsafe. I don't think it's I don't think it's unsafe as people maybe who pay. I don't want to say I don't pay attention, but I don't think it's unsafe as people say it is. I think it's danger lurking around everywhere.
Has it impacted any other members of your family? Is there a possibility that it could have?
Well, and it could be a possibility because my son, who's 32, has a rare cancer that we don't know where it comes from. The doctor doesn't know where it comes from, and
So how long did your son live over here with you?
son's been here since he was 2 years old. He was 2 years old, but he also has asthma though. Like I said earlier, his asthma is not as chronic as mine, but he does have asthma, and his new sickness, we don't know where it comes from, and I hadn't researched it, and maybe I hadn't researched it because my main focus is getting my son well now. But I hope in this study, maybe some information could be relayed to me from what you're studying, and maybe we could look further into it there, and there could be a part two of this investigation.